Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am here to do a Capricorn full moon reading for you. Actually, I just wanted to do a quick pre-shuffle and then go into the reading itself. So let's go ahead with the pre-shuffle. I'm going to use my Dream Enchantress deck for the pre-shuffle. And let's see, just kind of feel into the energies for this. Okay, so the first card that came out was the Four of Pentacles upright. Then we've got the Ten of Swords upright. And what came out in the reverse is the Five of Swords and the Chariot. Both came out in the reverse. Bottom of the deck, Three of Cups in reverse. Okay. So full moon Capricorn energy, I'm seeing that there is some, the Four of Pentacles to me, let me hold up the card. The Four of Pentacles to me is always about this sense of holding on too tightly to something that is important to us, and something that, you know, has been part of our foundation, part of our growth, part of our way of being, and something that has been foundational for us is no longer the place where we want to be. It's not helpful for our growth if we can't access the value of those things that we're holding on too tightly. So this, to me, the full moon Capricorn is about letting go. There's a letting go aspect needed here. There is the need to let go of something here so that you can see the true value. And you can see here the sprite is sitting on top of the rock with all the Four Pentacles in it. And so it's like sitting on your talent, sitting on your investments, but you're not able to use them if if they're embedded in rock. You have to use these talents and these gifts and these blessings. So you can see that her wings there are not even functional because she's not using them. Then we've got the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords to me indicates this is like a breakdown of a barrier. And when I say that breakdown of a barrier, I mean the end of some sort of a cycle of battling intuition, battling thoughts. There's just so much that has been coming at you, or even from the inside, that it's time to really just finally let go, finally end something. This is letting go of the things that are. Sorry, I heard something and I was like, is there someone on my patio? That's weird. So this is the end of this is the end or the letting go of something, but really just like the breaking down of barriers, the breaking down of something that's been blocking you from your from moving forward. Even this is letting go of something, killing. Oh gosh, I always see this as killing your dragons, killing the things that are holding you back, or not allowing you to move past past yourself, past things that you've set up for yourself. Now the Chariot in reverse and the Five of Swords in reverse. Five of Swords comes to me today as this is lack of success because of not using your instinct or your intuition. This is not seeing the trouble ahead, and not listening to the signs and the signals that were coming from within. And, you know, the bottom of the deck here is the Three of Cups in reverse. That means that this could be the end of some sort of group situation, or that there could be some untoward relationships that come to light. Take it out as you will. Okay, that's in the pre-shuffle. That's the energy in the pre-shuffle, is letting go. And really, I mean, there's just a deep letting go, but there's also a real need to listen to your instinct, your intuition, in order to see something that you may not have seen before. Interesting. Okay. So that's it for the pre-shuffle. I'm going to go into the actual full moon reading. I'll see you in a bit. Hey friends. All right, so we've done the pre-shuffle, which talked a lot about endings. We had the, let's see, in the pre-shuffle we had the, we had the Four of Pentacles, we had the Ten of Swords, and then we had the Chariot and the Five of Swords come out in the reverse. So, yeah, there seems to be some sort of messaging of needing to release, your kind of like release a grip on something, release a grip on, I don't know, maybe talent or something. Sorry, I'm moving my glass of wine over. And there is just this, there is this idea of something ending, right? But to me, the Five of Swords in reverse, the Five of Swords in reverse, honestly, it just feels like either listening, okay, so to me, it just feels like not listening to instinct or intuition, which it's something about seeing what you haven't been able to see before. There's something about this ending and this releasing here. And so the Moonology card by Yasmin, Boland, the full moon in Capricorn signifies the end of, it says the end of a tough cycle approaches. So if you have been in this energy of not really listening to your instinct or your intuition, maybe you haven't been able to release something, or maybe something absolutely that has been blocking you, that has been a barrier for you, is now being knocked down completely. So it's like not only are you releasing, but the universe is also breaking something down. And because of that, with the Five of Swords in reverse and that Chariot card, it's almost as if there's sort of an override going on here with this energy. There's an overriding of, how do I say it? There's an overriding here of what was once your fate is now, it's like your fate is, it's like there's a redirection happening. It's a redirect. So let's go ahead and read the full moon in Capricorn card, and let's get into it. Give me 1 second. Don't mind me drinking my wine spitzer. It's a lovely summer evening. Okay, Capricorn. Full moon in Capricorn. How hard are you willing to work for what you want? This card is reminding you that effort is required. Work issues may be about to come to a head when this card comes up. If you are wondering if you should stay in your job or leave, this card can be a strong sign to make an exit. The end of a rough time is forecast. This card also asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops to make your professional dreams come true without being ruthless. With a love question, this card can be a call to face reality. Whatever situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. If your personal life is troubled, prioritize it more. To attune to the moon, release control and trust the universe. Additional meanings for this card: a professional project may be ending now. Admit if you have been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed. Find a balance between your personal and private lives, and it's time to stop fearing the worst. The teaching. The full moon in Capricorn has a very strong work ethic and energy, and will more than likely come up when you're asking a professional question. If your question is about another matter, it will serve as a much-needed reminder to move through any feelings of hopelessness you may have been feeling about your situation. And this applies no matter when you draw the card. Making a plan is a far better use of your time. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to take my fitness band off here. And let's do a reading for this full moon in Capricorn. I'm going to use the Wild Unknown Tarot. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start with the Wild Unknown archetype because we've already got a theme of releasing. Maybe we can delve into a little bit about what this releasing might be about. And of course, I just love my archetype deck. Okay. Give it one more shuffle here. And then we're going to ask the universe, ask spirit guides, what we might be looking at. Apocalypsis. Yep. The ending of something. I think that's just the prayer. Nice. I think we had the prayer recently, so this might be tapping into that energy. And then the ring and the thread. Very interesting. Okay, let's get that out there. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of these from the book, but I do want to talk a little bit. I do want to read a little bit about apocalypsis, because apocalypsis is about, I mean, I just sense that this is just really going into this idea of something ending. And of course, endings aren't true endings. It's about endings and beginnings. It's about wiping the slate clean for something new to enter in. And then there's the prayer here, which we had recently. I'll probably dip into that reading just a little bit. And lastly, the ring and the thread both came out together. I'm interested in seeing how this kind of comes about. The thread, I believe, is what connects us and what connects us to each other. And then when we think about what connects us to each other, we think about the shape. The shape of a ring is eternal. And it's just, I think there is a very, with this thread, I sense that the thread is more of this masculine energy, right? Not masculine in gender, but masculine energy where there's always movement into a space of hierarchy, and whereas the ring is the essence of the feminine, and it's a never-ending circle, right? And so there is this idea of how do these two join together, I think is the question. How do these two join together? Because there seems to be an ending here, and it's an ending that is, I don't want to be cliche in saying it, but it seems like whatever ending is here, this is the answer to a collective prayer, a collective need, a collective want of the joining of divine energy into one. Okay, so let's take a look at the book. If I can find the book. I just had it the other day. Where are you, book? Give me 1 second. Ah, right here. It's right on top. Of course it is. Okay. All right, Apocalypsis. Actually, I just saw the ring. Maybe I'll see it again. Yep, the ring, the wheel, the connection, connectedness. Yeah, there's two types of connectedness too. The ring, both the ring and the thread are connection. So that's connectedness. And then we have, let's see, the prayer, the worship. Yes. We are in a state of prayer anytime we are not the center of our own thoughts. Yeah, there's a collectiveness here, a collectedness. There's just a joining together here. And then we have the thread. This is the path, the vein, and the circuit. And this is about things that are happening simultaneously and circuitously, leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. This is striking the deepest vein in the body, and our whole being responds to it. This is such deep spiritual connectedness in this full moon in Capricorn. The depth of it is really just highlighting how connected we are as a people, as energies, how connected we are to the earth, how connected we are to each other, how connected, how we are tethered together, whether we make it like some sort of, official. It's a thread. It's a connection. It's like when we talk about, a lot of times we talk about cutting cords, and I think that might even be part of this cycle, is understanding the cord. First of all, understanding what cords are. It's the thing that connects us to each other, and we send life to each other with that cord. And energetically, it's something that happens when we create new relationships. It's like we're creating a cord, and is that cord giving us the life that we need? Are we giving the cord the life that it needs? And vice versa. Like it's just an ongoing thing. But there is a need here, I think, to definitively cut cords and definitively begin new cords, or intentionally feed new cords. I'm going to read Apocalypsis for sure. Okay. Apocalypsis. Removing the veil of deception. Apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when two disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposite directions. The first is the lifting of the veil. This means truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, and I think I saw that in the pre-shuffle. Truths are being revealed. Things that have been kept in the dark are now seen, and that's, of course, very Capricorn energy. Very Capricorn energy. Capricorn is an earth sign. And it's associated with, in tarot, it's actually associated with the devil card. And so when we think about the devil, right, I mean, it's not so much that it is, you know, we're talking about what, you know, when we think about the devil and the tarot. Let me pull it out here so you can see it in the Rider-Waite and get a, have an experience of it. Let's see. But when we think about the devil and the tarot card, take a look at that. There is this energy here of, you know, there's a man and a woman energetically linked on the devil card by a chain. And it's as if they're tied together in a way that they can never escape from, because they are tied in a way that is toxic, that is either something that they karmically both asked for and needed, or something that they cannot escape from, right? And so there is that energy here in this reading where we look at removing the veil of deception. Capricorn is represented in the tarot by the devil card. And here it's almost like a renewal and an understanding of the thread that connects us. And maybe even, there might be even the seeing, the deep knowing and the seeing of how deception, or how, yeah, it's like we're seeing deception and we're able to remove it, right? Okay, so I'm going to continue. This means that truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed. Yeah, unearthed, right? Because the devil card, unearthed, but this is also, sorry, I keep forgetting to prop these up in this perspective, but there's also in this apocalypsis card, that's the meaning, is unearthing the truth. No matter how relieving it is to witness them come into the light, an element of despair and grief follows. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. And that's what I think is coming in here after this apocalypsis, is there's some sort of prayer, and there's this identification of both the thread and the ring, both of which have their own energetic qualities. One, I believe, is masculine and the other one feminine. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypsis energy is similar to a forest fires. Devastation for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth of a child is born. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. That is the only way. So, when the apocalypse is in its light, the unknown becomes known and guides the way. But when it is dark, there is nihilism, fatalism, and hopelessness. To go deeper, read Michael Meade's Why the World Doesn't End, or watch the movie This Is the End. All kinds of things will be revealed during a time of apocalypsis, from big global lies to little white ones that lace the bedroom sheets. Brace yourself for the horse of truth to storm your every field. This card has a strong relationship to Aletheia. If both cards appear in one reading, you've got some real uncovering to do. Take heed. Now, if you all will recall, I actually pulled the Aletheia card last week. So I'm kind of thinking that these energies are in some way linked. So there is some hard truth coming, and it's the truth that is where there is something being uncovered here for us. And I think it will lead us into a path, again, of regeneration. There's something being uncovered here. Something is being unearthed. Okay, so I'm going to keep that devil card up there just so we know what we're, looking at. And let's go ahead and go into the tarot and maybe get some clarity on, or some ideas of what might be happening during this time, during the full moon in Capricorn. What might be coming to light? What might be unearthed? Yeah, for the collective, please. For the collective, please, Spirit. Thank you. What might be unearthed for the collective, please, Spirit? What might be unearthed for the collective, please, Spirit? Okay. Thank you so much, Spirit. Can you give us an idea of what might be coming for us during this time? Wow, look at that. Yep. Ten of Swords coming out again. All right. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Wow. Nice. Okay. So we've got, I did 3 pulls. I allowed 3 cards to come out. We've got the 7 of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands. It looks as if our hard work has led to, whatever is coming up in the 7 of Pentacles. It's almost as if we're seeing, we're understanding what a repeated pattern it brings for us. What has it brought forth for us to continue living the way that we've been living, or continuing to respond to life situations in the same way. And it's like we're gaining, it's not just clarity that we're gaining, we're actually getting a new idea of a new action that we can take instead of responding in the same way over and over and over again. There is this sense of burning down completely the old ways of doing things and starting new. And that is what, that coming across with that apocalypsis energy, but also that prayer energy, because I think it's not so much prayer that we're talking about. It really is faith. And there's this, I live and grew up in and around the DC area. And so, I don't know why I continually see this visual whenever I think of this phrase, but I was riding up, I think it was Rhode Island Avenue, toward Maryland, and this was years and years ago, and I don't know, but I also think of my dad when I think of this, but there's a sign by this organization that I've seen it all the time. I don't know if it's still there, but it is the first time that I saw the phrase, faith is a verb, right? And it's not, and it really drove home for me in that moment of seeing it, that faith is something that we take action on. And so here, there is this idea that our faith, and it doesn't have to be in a certain religion or anything like that, it just has to be the faith that, it's like stepping out on faith to try something new and do something differently and respond to something differently or create something differently, right? It's being completely new. And it's not just being that way, it is acting that way. Like, it is taking action in that way. It's not just like, I'm going to draw a circle, and repeat ad nauseum. No. Because what is it getting is there's no change here, right? There's no difference here. There's no difference in everything we've done. And it's like, we've done this continuously and there's no change. But now, you know what? I'm going to do something differently. I'm going to set my world on fire by faith. Okay. Now, again, we get the Ten of Swords. And this is exactly what I was saying in the pre-shuffle was, the pre-shuffle with the Dream Enchantress deck. It is a breaking down of a barrier. The universe sees our faith and not only our faith, but our action. And it's finally like, okay, we understand. You have made a sacrifice that is you've made a sacrifice, and you're willing to give up being seen how you've been seeing yourself or seeing your life. It's like we get that you are making the sacrifice of your gosh, what's the word? You're making a sacrifice of yourself. You really are. I mean, this is sacrificing everything you've ever known yourself to be, everything you've ever known yourself to think about yourself. This is a sacrifice of self in the throes of your faithful action, and the universe is seeing that. It could even be this idea that, you know, I don't need to advance in the way that I thought I needed to advance. I need connectedness over advancement. And so we've got 3 cards out here that came across with the ring, this 8 of Cups, the Hierophant in reverse, and the 2 of Swords. Now, with the 8 of Cups, I see that this is a spiritual journey. It's almost like a summation of someone's journey, but there has been a spiritual journey here in the past that has led to, again, there's this questioning of faith. It's like turning faith on its head. And if there is some sort of a marriage here or a connection here, that is now ended. That is now over, and it's this decision making. Someone is making a decision. I really feel like this is someone no longer being blinded really to the truth, or blinded to what's going on. I mean, there really is going to be some sort of, it feels like a duel here almost. But getting into the spiritual aspect of this, I mean, this is really just talking about a journey. It really is. There's this, the end of repeated patterns, definitely a sacrifice and a journey, and really just like, I'm not going to do this the same way anymore. I'm not going to do this in the same way. But there still comes a crossroad. There's still a crossroad here, and it feels like, I feel like there's dueling energy here again. So even though you are ending a tough cycle, I still think we're still kind of in the throes of decision making still. Even though we know there's action to take and we know we've made a sacrifice, there's something here about this, the ring, in this ring energy, in this feminine energy. We still have like thoughts that need to align, and we're still making decisions. So there's still not really like an ending to this, but we can see the light, right? Because we can see the escape route. We can see the way out. We know the way out. And I just think that this 2 of Swords here is where we're going to need some clarification. I'm going to clarify that. I'm going to clarify this last bit. Because there's a spiritual journey. And the spiritual journey means we need to question our faith. We need to question our spiritual leaders. We need to question who we've been putting at the forefront of our spirituality. Who have we been making responsible for our spirituality outside of ourselves? We need to take that back, right? And so again, though, there are decisions that need to be made. There's the 2 is always a number of choice. And I think this is also a reminder of free will, because that's something that was also coming up for me in a pre-reading meditation. But even still, we know that this is our freedom. We know that this is an ascension, right? This is a way up and out. It's not just we're differentiating ourselves in our faith, and that provides us with a pathway out of confusing faith. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and clarify this 2 of Swords. I'm going to pull out my Hermetic Tarot deck, and let's see what Hermetic Tarot has to say. I'm going to shuffle here. How long have I been going? It's not been too long. Okay. I was looking at my diffuser and got distracted and missed the whole deck. Okay. All right. shuffle here, Spirit. And I want to clarify, I'd like to know a little bit more about this Two of Swords. What is it that we are deciding? What is it that we're deciding? Okay. Spirit, what is it that we are deciding? What is it that we are deciding? Here we go. All right. Whew. We're deciding how we should. It's weird. We're deciding on how we should see everything falling down. We're deciding. It's almost like we're deciding on a perspective. Should we see everything falling down as a good thing, or should we see everything falling down as a bad thing? And I think we're understanding that there's a tower that needs to fall, one, but it's like how do we make it fall? How do we take it when it falls? What happens when it falls? What do we do when it falls? Ah, wow. I had two cards just fall out on both sides of the chair. Okay. All right. So what fell out as I was continuing to clarify, the Ten of Wands in reverse. This is an unburdening, but again, there's now a balancing here. Yeah, there's a choice between trying to figure out, okay, how do we see this? Do we see this as an unburdening, or do we see this as a balancing? And I think if we see it as it's two approaches. If we see something, oh, okay, we are in burden, but usually, if we see something that, okay, the burden's been taken off of us, but what is the action that we need to take once we've been unburdened of something? Because now the burden is elsewhere, right? But here, if we see this Two of Pentacles, if we see whatever's happening, whatever's falling as this kind of harmonious balance, right? If we see it as that, then we can say, okay, now we know what to do. Now we know how to take action. Interesting. Yeah, this is, and it's funny because I was like, wait a minute, I'm looking at the bottom of the deck and I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. Oh yeah, we just have the Seven of Pentacles out. And so the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse is on the bottom of the deck here. And upright, Seven of Pentacles is the Lord of Success unfulfilled. When we look at this, when we find the way to look at this spiritual journey, at this this deep ending to terrible choices and patterns, and making a change that brings us together and brings us out and into ascension. Essentially our faith has become a verb that we can now act on. If we look at it in this way of the Two of Pentacles, or the Ten of Wands, I mean, it could be both, right? Why not both? There is this harmonious change and an unburdening. And then it leads to fulfilled success. So we're no longer like, oh, I'm going to do this pattern thing over and over again and hope for success. No. This is still about undoing a pattern here. And again, this is all about the full moon in Capricorn and all the energies that we expect as we move through it. Let me see if I can find. No, I think that's the reading. If you'd like an expansion of this reading, actually, no, I've got this new deck here. I was like, don't I have some guidance? I've got this new deck here, Awake Inner Wisdom cards. So let's see here. They gave me a nice little, I think that's quartz, a little quartz crystal to go with it. So this is a new to me deck. Thank you so much, Spirit, for reminding me that I had this deck. Let's see, what are we awake about, Spirit? What are we awake about? Thank you so much. All right, Spirit, can you give us some guidance to go along with this reading? Thank you. Cosmic Blueprint. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Cosmic Blueprint. Yep, because look at that. I think about my days in interior design school and how we looked we looked a lot at blueprints, and blueprints required planning. It required, looking at layouts. Where's the lighting? Where's the, where's the front door? Where are the windows? And so here is this idea of we are no longer adhering to, an unsuccessful timeline, an unsuccessful vision of how the world was like set up or whatever. I think there is this new idea, there's a new framework now. There's a new blueprint now. There's a new place to build from now. So let me go ahead and read what this card means. I'm going to prop that up just right there. Cosmic Blueprint. Oh, these are not in order, are they? They aren't. They aren't in alphabetical order. So, okay. You have always been in alignment with the cosmic blueprint. Believe it. Foundational energy. The golden spiral. The golden spiral shows us the importance of circles and cycles in creation, death, and rebirth. Yeah, that's what's here. Creation, death, and rebirth. But mostly death and rebirth. And creation. Well, it goes in that order. It is a geometrical blueprint for life, divinely proportionate and infinite. We see this structure mirrored in our bodies, all kingdoms of the earth, and galaxies of the cosmos. Everything exists in one harmonious mystical system. There is no separation, for we are one with all of existence in this way. Have you sensed this spiral within yourself and your surroundings? Nice. All right, that is your reading for the full moon in Capricorn. If you would like a reading of your own, please feel free to contact me via my website. I will not reach out to you or message you on any of my socials or anything like that for a reading. I will only do a reading for you if you request one from me via my website. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful moon cycle. Bye.